welcome. We are Two Finger Spirits. We got Brian.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you. We got the camera shy camera guy.
Back here.
And we got the live studio audience. Woo! Oh my goodness. She's checking her Instagram page.
Is she live studio audience or is she just the studio
Barely
audience?
a live studio audience, right? Oh, God. What'd you bring us, Brian? The Calumet Farm Single Rack Black 14-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. That's a mouthful. I'd like to get a mouthful of this while we're...
So for your viewers at home, if you've been watching these videos and you like them and you're wondering how do you get a guest speaker appearance, the trick is you have to run into Brandon at the liquor store randomly. And then when he points to a really expensive bottle on the top shelf, he says, I've been thinking about getting that. Then you buy it, and then about 6 months later, he invites you over for a tasting. So that's all you got to do if you want to get on the show.
Oh, man. and we tried this that night that you bought it.
We did.
Do you remember that night?
I do.
That
like it was yesterday.
You took some money from me that night.
Yes. And then he's a terrible poker player. So, pretty much you get a free bottle out of it when it comes over.
That was July 8th, 2021 that you bought this.
Yep. Was it?
Yeah.
Do we cheers? Is that allowed? Is there cheers prohibited? There we go. Cheers.
We typically cheers at the end, but you know what? I'm always happy to cheers.
It's unorthodox when I come over here. I break all the routines.
The Distillery. Can you tell us about the Distillery, Brian?
So we were reading on the back of the bottle. It's a farm in Kentucky. Kentucky known for two things. Whiskey and horses.
Yeah,
Whiskey and horses.
They produced many of the winners of the three different famous races.
Right,
Preakness, Kentucky Derby, and...
Calumet Farms was originally a horse farm, and they were breeding horses for racing, and then I guess they dabbled into the whiskey business. And here they are.
MSRP is around, why? When I asked him about Distillery, I thought he was going to say no. So it's supposedly sourced from Barton, 1792. And what's the significance of 1792?
Repeal of the... Nope.
That was 4 years before the Declaration of Independence.
We've gone through this.
1792?
That was the year Kentucky became the 15th state.
That's right.
We've gone over this. I tell you, there's going to be tests all the time, and no one ever pays attention.
Colony. It must have been a colony, right?
Colony.
There weren't states then.
Colony. Don't ever correct me again. It'll be another year before you're on the trip. No. MSRP is $115, but I see it usually around $130.
I think I pay $130 for it. Yeah.
Mash bill 74% corn, 18% rye, and 8% malted barley. So it's a high rye mash bill, but it's a straight bourbon whiskey. It's aged 14 years, obviously. Proof is 96.2.
All right.
The color. Let's talk about the color.
Let's go check out the color. All right. This is a dark one. It's almost like a light maple syrup in color. It's maybe because it's a 14-year. Maybe it's because it's the 96 proof. Typically, they're a little bit darker, but it's beautiful.
Looks fairly viscous.
Brian, what do you think?
It's nice. Let's taste it.
Yeah, I'd go with that light maple syrup. That's about right. And it's got a nice viscosity.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with like a grade A maple syrup, not grade B, for any Vermonters watching there.
The table's pretty level.
Are we rating the whiskey or the camera guy's carpentry skills?
Everything. It's got a nice nose. Definitely cherry up front.
Oh, yeah.
Followed by banana.
I get a banana on the nose.
It's pretty complex. A lot going on there.
Gingerbread, plum, brown sugar.
I had a hard time. I wanted to say graham cracker, but I think it is more of a gingerbread type.
Yeah.
Seems like you guys are all saying sweet things. Is it like a sweetness?
Yeah.
There's definitely a nice sweet smell.
You guys are better with your adjectives than I am. I'm a
I
layman
always
here.
say
I'm like,
sweet things when people bring me whiskey.
No, all right. Whisper them in my ear.
But I don't do sweet nothings. Mine are sweet somethings.
I'm tasting it.
Taste it.
That is a nice. It's a 96 proof. It doesn't burn like a 96 proof, or it doesn't burn around 100. It's very pleasant.
Even on the palate, like I get ginger up front, and it changes while it's still in my mouth, which is unique. I don't get that experience with many whiskeys, where while it's still in my mouth on the palate,
It's like hitting different parts of your tongue.
Yeah, but usually I get all the flavor at once, and this kind of changed while it was in my mouth. So I got the ginger, I got the cherry, I got the oak, I get the brown sugar.
I feel like it hits you like right when you first take a sip. It like
With what, the ethanol or the flavors?
the flavors. Yeah.
And what
you know.
flavors are you getting?
Sip it again. Go for it.
I could see the oaky
Yeah, it's definitely got the oak.
comes through strong.
I get a little bit of the nutmeg. Almost like a clove, but not a clove, but more of a nutmeg.
Yeah?
Yep, right before it transitions into the finish.
Yeah, I'm picking up some sort of bacon spices, but I couldn't say it was nutmeg either. I definitely get ginger right on the palate.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's the first thing on the finish as well. It's spicier on the finish, the ginger.
Like that brown sugar ginger flavor.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then on the finish, it goes from the spicy ginger to a little bit of cherry, and then quickly turns bitter for me. And then I get some baking soda, and then it kind of fades into a peroxide.
Which was my nickname in high school, actually. Spicy Ginger.
I like that.
That's a great name.
Bringing it back.
See, we got to start the whole video over and now introduce him as Spicy Ginger.
The next time.
The next time, okay.
I love that. Well, I finished my glass.
You did?
Oops.
So you liked it?
I liked it. I thoroughly enjoyed this. What do you think?
Hey, you got to talk about the price. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
is it a $130 bottle of
it's
whiskey?
not a $130 bottle of whiskey,
No.
right? I mean,
I wouldn't buy it again for $130.
only a real jerk would talk you into buying this. It's okay, though. It's not worth the money. And actually,
I think it's more hype.
there's a couple flavor notes in there that are off-putting to me, like the baking soda and the peroxide on the finish, the bitterness that's right before that. The nose is the best part of this whole whiskey, I think.
I agree.
Nose. And that first moment is good. Like I almost feel like now, like that, it's left me with like a non-desirable taste in my mouth that a little bit after I sipped it, and I'm like, now I'm gonna drink some more to.
Right? Yeah, I get that.
Get through the whole bottle pretty quick.
I think if you like ginger in your flavor profile, then
You were saying they had other. This is the 14-year too, so they
it's
have
like they offer every year. There's an 8-year,
Yeah.
6-year, 12-year.
Are those cheaper?
There's a 15-year. I think they're all kind of incrementally priced. But you know what?
The spicy ginger forgets to turn off his phone, but that's okay.
I always see.
did put on vibrate.
I always see this behind the glass case for years. That's why I said to him I always wanted it. Try it, but it was always behind the glass case, $130. I never knew much about it, and this was always right next to it. The Kentucky Owl Confiscated. Now this doesn't have a age statement on it, so I don't know what the price tag's for. We've already reviewed this, and
Yeah, if you would like to see that one, Brandon will put the link in the description.
yeah. The camera guy is not doing his job, but.
Maybe I'll put the link right across Brandon's face. I don't know how to do that, otherwise I would.
And this is 96.4 proof,
So it's right around the exact
right
same
around
proof.
the same proof and right around the same price, right?
This has got a nice nose too.
I get a little bit of oak,
This is a sweet nose.
a
Yeah,
little bit of sweet, a little bit of leather.
it's more subtle. The other
Subtle,
the other
definitely
one was
subtle.
like,
Yeah.
hit you in the face. This one's very subtle, but nice.
Nicer mouthfeel. I like this more than I remember it.
Yeah. This goes down nice and
Some
easy.
tobacco and leather on the
Yeah, I
finish there.
definitely like that better.
I like it better.
To make it quick, hands down, I like this one better. The Calumet did have some notes that I found interesting that I did like. $130, it's a no for me.
This is $130 too, and it's still, I wouldn't get the Kentucky Owl either.
Not for $130.
No.
It's very enjoyable, but there's other bourbons out there.
There's 50, 40, 50, $50, $55 bottles that are better.
I agree.
Anything you want to add on any of these?
No, but you know what? I'm glad we tried them. I'm really grateful for the spicy ginger to come over and do a tasting with us, and this is fun. Hope he comes on the show again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming. So I got a quote by Abraham Lincoln. Because I was going to do the Knob Creek until Brian surprised us that he was bringing this over. So I stuck with my Abraham Lincoln from the Knob Creek. And he says, Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend 4 sharpening my axe.
I got a quote for you.
That was deep.
Stick with the horses, Callum.
But I think the quote that I was getting to was kind of a suggesting the 6P method.
And that is?
Proper planning prevents piss poor performance.
Yes, I agree.
Brian, thank
Fail
you
to
so
plan,
much.
to plan
Cheers.
to fail. Cheers, everybody.
Hey, thank you for joining us today. We
Cheers.
really appreciate your support. Check us out next time. Same whiskey channel, same whiskey time.
Subscribe.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.